Welcome everybody to our live stream. Mr. Coffee, Mr. Sir. Mr. Sir, I challenge you to a $25 match. I challenge you to a $25 betting match. But not chess, bowling. Alright, what's up? Sir, Mr. Sir Coffee. Welcome everybody. I had kind of a bad day today, but I'm alright now. Everything's really looking positive. Yeah, I don't do less than 500. I understand. It's alright. Alright. Sam. Speaking of Sam, I ordered the Samuel L. Jackson voice for my Alexa, and after one day it doesn't work anymore. It's just totally useless. It was the biggest waste of $5 of my entire life. Is anyone else following the games from don't say it, the FIDE Grand Swiss? Move 11. Is that really necessary? Do you need to put those? Just say the Grand Swiss. Not have to poison it with... Not only is it connected to that chess site that I hate, but also the former owner of PokerStars. Alright, whatever. Actually, PokerStars didn't get really shady until after they sold it. After they sold it, I found it was very dubious. Anyway, that's another story. Sam's Club. Yeah, I don't know. I ordered the and I'm and you have to say hey Sam to the Alexa, and it's just doesn't even respond anymore. Thanks a lot, Jeff Bezos. Jeff Bezos can go to space, but I can't even get Samuel L. Jackson on my Alexa. Anyway, need some jokes to get me in a better mood here. Jan Dingeman, thanks. Best of luck to everyone. Alright, so we've got Sparkle Horse, Aldisto, thanks for correcting me. Not being a native-born European, I always lived in one time zone for the first 30 plus years of my life. So I never really was used to changing time zones. But I guess we did. We had daylight savings time. It's really not an excuse. But anyway, I forgot that I have to change the time zone notifications. I can't write CEST. It's CET now. CEST is Central European Summertime. And you're going to get in trouble with Moobot, Mr. Coffee. Hey, Sam, where are you? I hope I don't trigger anyone's Alexa. But, I have to change to Central European time. Simply Central European time. We're back to normal Central European time versus Central European summertime. So my messages were wrong initially when I said CEST. It is October. We changed time zone, daylight savings time, and so it is slightly different. Yeah, those of you in America will notice, but it's only 1 week this week. This year. Some years it's 2 or 3 weeks. This year it's 1, whatever. Guys, we're hosting a tournament here. Myself, Aldisto, Cheesemate, Stapvargan, Druve Goal, AP87, Goju. Actually, Goju, yeah, I was thinking I haven't seen you in a long time. Goju, are you in USA? Are you actually in USA? I didn't realize you were in USA. Or I'm confusing you with someone else. You're not in USA, are you? Or did you move to USA? Asterbait? I'm confused. You can put whatever flag you want, though. Some people choose North Korea. Not feeling particularly patriotic about my country of birth lately. Oh, you're Czech American in USA? Wow, I did not know that. I'm American, but I'm adopted Hungro-American. Alright. No, I didn't realize you were in the USA. I thought you were, like, in Czech Republic. Okay. So we got 8 players thus far. Let's get some more. Guys can join the team, Pawnda and Horses Club. We're starting in just 6 minutes. We're going to need more than 8 players to run this tournament properly. Where is everybody? With COVID popping up again, I would assume more people are going to stay home playing chess. That should be the COVID mantra. Stay home and play chess. Boom. 8 players only. Be afraid. 1700 Blitz, 2100 Rapid. Yeah, it's a bit of a stretch. I did notice that Cheesemate got his Blitz rating to a presentable level. He was like 2100 something before. We do have another player, Shaki. So that's interesting. In Finnish, it's Shaki. Skaki. In some Scandinavian languages, like Skaki. Shaki. Shaki Skaki. We've got 9 players, 9 rounds. We're going to need at least 1 more and more extra players. What's in February? You actually slipped and fell in love. Slipped and... We got another player, 10-year-old. It's been getting tougher of late. Maybe 10-year-old is really 10 years old because he's been improving, I feel, the last year or so. Not as easy to do when you're like middle-aged. So guys, I had a bad day, but we're feeling better now. Don't ask me. Don't ask, don't tell policy. But I'm good now. Gonna drink a beer, make me feel better. Drown my sorrows in alcohol. A lightly alcoholic beer. Did anyone win a game by resigning? Well, I was thinking Tartakover didn't know about lichess refunding points for games you lost. So technically, we could argue that games you resigned on lichess can actually be won if the win is like rescinded and you get those points back. But that's a good point. When someone cheats against you, I think that's actually interesting. They not only should like give you your points back, they should be forfeited if someone's cheating. If someone's autocomplete. But if someone cheats against you, it should not only be that you get your points back, but they should lose the game, as cheating should be forfeiture of the game. So technically, you should not only get your points back, you should get awarded however many points you would have won for winning that game. I think that's not a stretch. I mean, cheating should be automatic loss of game, which includes the rating points there, thereby awarded, right? I don't know, but then you get a win against an unfairly high-rated player. Yeah, that's true. I see the logic in that. Thereby increasing rating inflation. Yeah, I guess. The game should just be, like, annulled. It's annulment. An annulment. Why did they stop showing who cheated against us? It used to be visible who cheated against you. I don't play enough games lately to get notifications. The only players using assistance on lichess already have bot in their name. Of course, because he goes through the list of 1 million players on a daily basis. It's not pronounced like that. Finnish is not a Scandinavian language, but I don't want to overload you with information. Finnish is a Hungro-Finnish language. Now that we're on the subject. Alright. It's in the Hungro-Finnish. That's all I know. School of Languages. Alright. 1 minute and 55. I claim no skill with language. We've got 15 players and growing. AP87, Porcupine, Goiju, Ruslan Bear, and Acerbate, rounding out to 15. Both Blixen joined. And Ruslan is... We've got a couple of Ukrainian players floating in the chat room. Alright, we got enough players. That's good. 1 minute to go. 1 minute to go. Skaki. I don't know. Alright. Cheers. Good to be here. Good to see you back, Scarlat. Many strong players. Well, a few. This is not a record breaker. We've had some really pretty tough tournaments. So Pawnda's back. No Tarantula this week. Laszlo, hello. Do you think Nimzovich Sicilian is good opening? Is it good for noobs? Well, it's definitely, I think, fine. It's a little on the hyper-modern side, you know, but I think it will be very effective against your fellow noobs. But you should study it. I think if you study it well, you know, it will be very effective and totally reasonable. It's like an improved Alekhine, I would say. Yeah, Laszlo, I highly advocate playing stuff that's not necessarily the trendiest. You know, the Nimzovich example of an opening where Nimzovich Sicilian. You're playing something that's absolutely not trendy, and that's an advantage, I think. The number one reason not to play the London system is because everyone plays the London system, and therefore everyone plays against it constantly. You know, I think it's not a good idea to play trendy stuff. Why me? Don't worry, I didn't play today, and I'm not 100%. Usually I play my best around maybe round 4. It's not a bad thing to get me in the first round. Saturday there's a rapid tournament here that I played in last year. It was at a different time, 2 years ago. But I don't think I'm going to play. I didn't realize, and I made some other engagements. I was going to play knight d2, but I was just talking to one of my students about a Catalan game he played where he put his knight on d2. In fact, you know, a game that could be a direct transition to this position. It's more active to put the knight on c3. It's probably more active than my bishop on f4, actually. So the question becomes, where do you put your queen? Move 11. Where are you? Are you playing? Move 11 never plays. He's working. So I could play in a good rapid tournament on Saturday, but I've got to work teaching chess instead. Last year I finished the tournament on board 1, losing to the winner. Not a bad tournament though to end up playing on board 1 in the last round. I didn't win a prize. I was talking to people about FIDE rapid ratings. It's a nice concept, but I don't think anyone really cares about their FIDE rapid rating. You know, unless you're like top 50 in the world or something. Maybe it has some meaning for them, but the only grandmasters I ever asked about are like, they mean nothing. It means nothing. What do you want to do here? What do you want to do? Rook A D1. Activating. Honestly, if I would enjoy playing. But I can't afford it. I'm not a chess professional. A good FIDE rapid rating, $3 would get you a cup of coffee. I was thinking about another thing. Yeah, maybe it would be good to sell my rating, start selling my rating points again. I never actually sold my rating points, like literally, but I did sort of indirectly sell them. I would play in like weaker tournaments maybe like give away some draws to weaker players, win a small prize, and then calculate after the tournament like how many rating points I lost in the process of winning this small prize. You end up like buying prizes with rating points. It's like credit card bonus points or something. Frequent flyer miles. Why not rook FD1? Well, I mean F2 square. Dude, welcome to the Grunfeld. Something bad could happen to me here. Slicey dicey diagonal. In the Grunfeld, oftentimes the Catalan is basically a Grunfeld reversed, right? Like what happened to Boros Danish against me once, where he got impaled with the bishop takes f7 sacrifice. Yeah, you got to be careful. I'm very sensitive about this. Cashback on your rating points. What am I doing here? Queen c8 is a bizarre move. I feel slow and I feel sluggish. And I'm drinking beer. I need at least 3 beers to make the sluggishness go away. You know Queen c8 is a weird move. I'm not sure my move is great either. Actually, it could be a very bad move. The only good square for my queen is now not available. And actually, now I'd rather have that rook over there. So that was kind of sketch. I was looking for bishop h3. No, interestingly, I had a hanging pawn, possibility of a hanging pawn type position on Sunday where I was white. And I kept thinking about my opponent like putting her queen on f4. In this case, my queen on f5. You know, I don't know that like any chess literature has ever really like discussed this idea. It's like a perch. Maybe we should call it the eagle's nest, move 11. But that has like bad connotations. Move 11 had an eagle's nest fall down in his yard this week after big storms. So I thought we could call this the eagle's nest on f5, the place where you put your queen to kind of monitor the situation, where it's relatively safe barring some kind of major storm. Yeah, it's the perch. It's an excellent positional concept that, as far as I know, has never been really brought to the fore of chess theory. Now where do I go? See, this is the problem. This is also a kind of, it's more in the mix. Queen e5, not exactly a standard position for the queen. And like, where are you going from e5 if something dangerous comes about? I just don't know where to put my queen here. Back to the d3 square is an implied draw for, but let's, nothing to lose. Perch. Pike perch. Major pieces use a perch. It's ideal for the vulture. It's like a kind of takeoff pad or something. Inventing new vocabulary. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Kangaroo. Yeah, this sucks. Queen b1. Extremely passive. Low calorie. Alright. We're gonna go to the summer house on h4. We can get to the perch from a different route, maybe over here. His move was really weird, though. I mean, queen c8 is just not a typical move in this kind of Catalan where there's an open c file, first of all. But in a way, it kind of made sense because of my weird rook move rather than the other rook. You know, if I could go there, rook f c1, I'm in good shape here. Calculating. We're calculating a lot. What's the correct term for uprooting a perch? Fishing. Technically, it's called fishing. If you uproot perch. So, how does that work? How does that work? I don't get it. He has a discovery. Discovery. Knight takes d4, knight d5. Knight takes d4, knight d5, knight d5. Oof. Speaking of oofs, knight d4, knight d5. Tricky. Man, I missed a very important little concept there. Knight d4, knight d5. Trickery. Knight d4, knight d5, knight d5, bishop h4. That's kind of a problem. Whew. Well, I guess that eliminates the possibility of taking the pawn. Knight d4, knight d5. Wait, am I dropping a piece here or not? Knight d4, knight d5. So we're dropping the exchange at the minimum. Queen e4, knight c3, queen b7. Man. Dunkin'? Mr. Coffee, I'll never understand why you gave up your job as a Dunkin' Donuts manager. I will never understand that. How could you? So Sumihara is like a tactical wizard. He found the magic tactical shot. Damn it. Will you stop that? My God. All right. Great game. The tactical perch. Things went downhill there quickly. Great move. And it's a blunder. How does it doesn't work? It's a blunder that doesn't work. What? I thought he had knight d5. Wow. It just totally doesn't work. It's all a lie. I'm just like tactically hazy. I haven't played chess at all today. I analyzed, but it's not the same. I really need some games. We won't talk about our center pawn loss there. But strategically, it was alright. I made 0 inaccuracies, 1 mistake, and 3 blunders. So go big or go home. No one drew. I only make big blunders. No little blunders. Again, go big or go home. No inaccuracies. Only mistakes are bigger. Any upsets? Uh-oh. Aldisto lost? Aldisto lost to BM13. Fellow German. They're cannibalizing each other. How could you beat your countrymen like that? A national upset. Bolt Blixton, Conte de Luna, Cheesemate all won. Sladgie, Stapvargan. Steam Express is a half-point draw. Same club. It's a club. That's like on my street. Used to be a strong street. But everyone moved away or died. 15 seconds. So what's up, Astrobate? 17 players. What happened? Astrobate lost against 10-year-old. Yeah, that's a tough pairing. 10-year-old's pretty solid. I think that stylistic matchup very bad for Astrobate. It's gonna be hard for him to pull the wool over a safe, solid player like that. All right, Sladgie, I forgot we've played. Don't worry about the first move, like red flag or whatever. That actually doesn't apply here. Knight f6 e3. Yeah, I thought you'd probably play some kind of b3. Seems like b3 is very popular now. Between Nakamura playing it on his stream and Adiban doing like a chessable thing. But he's basically playing like a reversed hedgehog. I mean, d3 is a unusual move here for white. So theoretically, I should play d5. It's interesting though. Yeah, I think this is a blunder. White has to play knight e5 now. Well, he doesn't have to play knight e5, but it's clearly the best move. Now I have a Benoni. Astrobate. Where's Arsenal fan, by the way? We haven't seen him all week. No Benoni is a good Benoni. You like big blunders. Big blinders. Peaky blinders. I like big blunders. No, I mean, I'm very, like, tactically handicapped. When I am not in practice and I'm not thinking that way. Thinking strategically is one thing. Thinking tactically is different. And I feel like I'm very, very sleepy. Sleepy tactically. I spend my days like teaching chess strategy to people, not how to do tactics puzzles. So I'm much more strategically oriented. And I'm slow. This is a very good position for black, though, theoretically. Now g3, I like that. That's a good idea. I think. Maybe not. Strategically a good idea. Right. Alright, I'm going to castle. Nothing fancy. Do your worst. Play h4. Auto stop. He didn't do it. Didn't do h4. He didn't try the fancy bishop h3. He's just playing standard chess. Understandable. Alright. Astrobate's rating is deceptive. Yeah, he's dangerous. Against certain players. Probably going to do better than others. This makes sense. That makes sense. I have to admit. I think he's hasty. Should play h3. Hasty pudding. Hastings. Challengers. Mr. Coffee reminded me of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, Philadelphia area. Tasty cake. Alright. Local junk food company. My father was addicted to these things called devil dogs, which was really, like, I thought the worst. It was like the driest snack of all time. Extremely dry, like chocolate cake snacks with this like artificial cream filling that look like hot dogs. He ate them like all his life, but it was like I couldn't even eat one. It was too dry. It was like, how do you eat this? Too dry. Alright. Our European fans have no idea what the beep I'm talking about. Very, very dry. He was like, he ate them constantly. It's like, dude. Those Scotch fingers. I didn't remember that's what they're called. Some people, like, they're like lady fingers or something. Another kind of, like, vanilla flavored cake. Snacks, kind of like Twinkies. Twinkie! Alright. This could be a problem. Twinkies are world famous. International. Actually, I don't know if I could... You know, if you offered me money to go get a Twinkie... Do we even have Twinkies in Europe? They must have Twinkies, right? Yeah, you missed the... This is a great subject for you, Bob. Honestly. You came at exactly the right time. American, like, processed dessert cake discussion. There's a street on my... There's a street. I'm, like, dyslexic. There's a store on my street that sells a lot of American snacks, which is actually pretty rare here. Not everywhere But I think Twinkies are like world famous. There's a lot of movie references with Twinkies, as opposed to other cheap American snacks. What is the most famous Twinkies movie reference? I'm just making this up. I don't know. I feel like there is one, though. Roasted lamb. Yeah, I'll take roasted lamb over Twinkies. I'm not a vegetarian. Sladgie's in big trouble. But I'm not going to refuse a chance to trade queens. On my terms. Yeah, it's cool. Like, in Eastern Europe, I don't know. B-Jack lives in Serbia, but I have friends in Romania. And it's like a big celebration when they cook a pig, so there'll be like a festival in the town, and the roasted pig is like the center of the universe. That's classic. Speaking of roasted pigs, sausage party. I don't think that's really our best reference. I can't think of it. There was definitely Twinkies and Twinkie movie references. I'm not sure even Google can help us with that. But I like getting on to really weird topics. Now it's a good thing I've got a rook handy to defend my king side in case of any sort of emergency should arise. Just in case any sort of emergency might arise. I'm really not seeing him. I'm not seeing him getting me here. Show me how you're getting in. The filter on White's position is not functioning properly. He didn't clean his pool filter. We're definitely filtering in here. We would never make... Yeah, maybe Ghostbusters. Maybe that's what it is. There was something subconscious with Twinkies that made me think of movies. Maybe deeply I remembered the Ghostbusters reference. But it's universally more popular than any other processed snack cake in film history. I suspect White is in trouble. I agree, Bob. No reason to rub it in. So, Sparkle Horse with 2, Conte de Luna 2. We've got a bunch of draws. Wow. So the pairings are starting to get tough. Bolt Blixen against Tap Vargan. Cheesemate drew with 10-year-old. There is still an ongoing game. Steam Express, who played pretty tough against me in our Simul game, holding Altisto to a difficult game. White's dominant king position and superior minor piece here leave him with an advantage, but not really sure what's going on. hell's about to break loose. I mean, Steam Express played tough against me. He seems underrated. The king is a problem, though. He's in that mating net a lot on the back rank. It looks pretty hard not to get mated here. He doesn't have a defense. Literally no defense. Okay, obviously a tough game, though. E4, E5, knight f3, d6. Maybe a bad choice, because actually Aldisto's been playing the Philidor. That's always funny when you like play someone's opening against them. Not that many people play the Philidor, and Aldisto happens to play the Philidor, it seems. How many like opponents play the Philidor on average when you play e4 with white and they play e5 and you play knight f3? Like 1 in 15? I mean, it's not that common. It's kind of bad luck to play someone else who plays the Philidor. Alright. 1 minute to go. B-Jock. You need a buy. Astrobate needs a buy. Alright, be right back. So Q-Pawn got a win. Gots me a win. Druvgold got a win. Ruslan Bear got a forfeit buy, or whatever, buy. Uber Driver. Oh, Uber Driver with the original account is in. What about you, Bob? Guys, don't forget to support the stream. Gift a sub to be the #1. Gift a sub now to be #1. Cheer to take #2. What's a buy? A buy is when you don't have a game because there's an uneven number of players. It can also be used to give people like half a point for games they missed in the beginning or something like that. A buy basically means you don't play that round because you don't have an opponent or didn't have a game that round. Webster's Dictionary. Yeah, I don't feel tactically alert. I had a coffee like 2 hours ago, but that seemed... Actually, it's like 3 hours ago now. My coffee wore off. The Peruvians know how to roast guinea pigs, too. Birds, guinea pigs. My next nick is not alt account of one of Sladgie's subs. Yeah, Uber Drivers put his alt account on pause. Because I can't beat it and it makes me angry. Bishop d6, very provocative move. c5 is interesting. That's kind of weird. h6. h6 and a6. a6 gel. Alright, I've had enough. You can only push me so far. And then I'm gonna be forced to turn this into an a6 Slav or whatever. I'll only be pushed so far. Do we know Uber? No. Uber once offered to tell me his identity, but that would take the fun out of it, Bob. Why don't you do like a secret investigation and just not tell me when you find out? It would take the fun out of it. Why do you want to take the fun out of it? Weakening the c6 square. Not so easy to exploit it, though. Normally, Conte de Luna was playing the Owen defense every game, so this is kind of weird to see this. What happened to the Owen defense? 95 doesn't seem to do anything. So I guess, I mean, there are many moves we can play here, but black is going to play f5, right? Like a Stonewall Dutch. I told the joke how, like 20 years ago, my roommates and I created this account called Snack on My Sack. It was politically incorrect. But something happened, like, it ran for a long time, but this was on another chess site. Eventually someone complained about it. I think it was like Arena Crush or someone. There was a complaint. But it lasted forever. It was going for like over a year before it got banned. It wouldn't fly in today's counterculture. Cancel culture. That's great, Bob. Very much the same. That's pretty bad. I mean, it's not even funny or anything. Mine was like a play on words. At least get a play on words or something, dude. Not just like troll accounts I'm talking about. Like something that has some kind of like subtle humor behind it. You know, a chess-themed troll account. Not like, you know, the offensive name you created just for kicks and giggles. So what's happening here? Black's playing too fast. It was an offensive theme name, right? You missed the theme part. It's funny? How's that funny? It's not thematic or anything. Yeah, and he was 13. Okay. He still acts like he's 13. Every time that he comes on my stream, I start to like degenerate back into a teenager. He brings out the absolute worst in everyone. I don't know, man. Comedians have a hard time. Just can't joke about anything anymore without insulting someone. It's almost impossible not to insult someone. Like, literally anything you say has to insult someone. I feel like I'm doing a comedy sketch or something. I am the Bob. The Blob. The Blob. Blob is a legend. He's a legend on my stream. Damn, I just slammed my cup down. The Blob. Blob-o-matic. Black is utterly lost. He's down 2 pawns, reduced to playing for cheapos. Pretty bad situation. King Crusher is raiding with a party of 50. Whoa. Wow, thank you, King Crusher. Long time no see. The legendary King Crusher raiding with a party of 50. Thank you, man. What are we doing here? For those of you just joining us, chat, Mr. Coffee, we probably have chat on a 5-minute follow or something. But thanks to King Crusher. I'm a little short of time here. Follow King Crusher. He was last seen playing chess. As usual. Alright, let's just push past pawns. Not drugs. This is a monster. Monster night. So my pieces are in massive squares. Okay, I'm constantly complaining about people playing too fast. And Conte de Luna is clearly an advocate of playing a very fast-paced game. But, you know, the thing is, this is a relatively long time control. I mean, 5 plus 3. You gotta learn to play the time control. Oh no, Bob. You've been good lately. No, he's probably busy trolling other people. That knight on h5 is not happy. Wow, I thought that was you. Alright. Takes f7. Where's the perpetual? It's there. It's close. No, he's probably busy like shooting people with bows and arrows in real life or something. I know that's not a good joke. But he's been notoriously absent. Alright, this has got to be. Wow, first chat from Sadra Malizadeh. Alia Kynes sniper shotgun. That's thematic. Perpetual checks with queen e1 could be annoying. I was going to play queen g6 too. That's really sick. Can you imagine if you were like playing queen g6? That hurts. Okay, hopefully I don't lose on time here. Queen f5 is close enough. It's close enough to g6. It also happens to hit c8. So, welcome King Crusher fans, thanks for joining us. My opponent is specifically geared toward playing bullet. You know, this is 5-3. It's a very slow time control for Blitz. You cannot treat it like it's fast Blitz. This is more of a slow Blitz. You cannot play for time. But I like the sniper shotgun quip. How come I get paired with 2300s 2 times out of 3? It's a small field. There's only like 20 players. So not a lot of selection. The other thing is, any of those players from King Crusher, you know, whoever want to join our team, this is a bad move. I mean, he had to play queen e1, right, and try to trade queens with queen e4. We have a strong field normally in my tournaments. My stream attracts stronger players. So it tends to be like an average of 2100s and up, and then a handful of people who are between like, I don't know, 1,000 and 1,800, but not many. We actually have more players who are stronger than lower rated, and so therefore you get that. But it's good for you, Porcupine, to play strong players. You know, a lot of strong players wouldn't even play with lower rated players on a day-to-day basis. So you should take advantage of the chance to get to play strong players if you can. If you only play strong players, it can be overwhelming, obviously. You want a mix, ideally, of players, maybe a little average, a little bit stronger than you. But it can be daunting, you know. How come is a strange phase when you think about it. You know, I never thought about that. Bob, you're very philosophical. Great having Bob here today. I was in a bad mood earlier, but I feel special and happy now. See our old friend Bob, one of our few founding members. Both Move 11 and Bob are here. Well, Move 11 was here. He's probably working. So not many founding members of the stream still alive. Bolt Blixen versus 10-year-old. 10-year-old is getting stronger, and they're not getting any younger. How come? Short for how does it come to be? Did you look that up? Wow. Wow. Oof. That's like a super oof. Bolt Blixen with a sneaky attack. You just thought of that on the fly? That's why they pay you the big bucks. Could be another. Is it just archaic? Good question. How old is the expression how come? And how did black... He got a perpetual here? Wow. That's brutal. Here, there. Wow. Nice job by 10-year-old to see that perpetual. I mean, I guess it's not that hard. I didn't see it. But then you don't have that many options, you know. Necessity... What is the expression? Necessity is the mother of invention, or something like that. He had no other choice, so seeing the queen sack is pretty easy when you're literally about to get mated. From the white side, I didn't see it coming. Sadra Mazade, thank you for the quips. You have a thing for Aliakin. Obviously, the reference earlier was to my triple queen and bishop battery. Queen and bishop, yeah. Queen and rook battery, Alakine's gun. Or Aliakin's gun. Sometimes I revert to my Americanisms, like pronouncing words wrong. Alright, we've got 3 points. Stapvargan with 2.5. Blixen with 2. 10-year-old is 2. Alisto 2. Alisto the upset lost in round 1 to his teammate. Kanta de Luna 2. Shaki 2. Sumer 2. And then it goes from there. Cheesemate lost. He's very tough. Lost to Stapvargan. Coffee is a genius. Probably from older forms, such as how comes it that, and how did it come to be like this? He's a linguistic genius. Aliakin sniper rifle. I was reading some article today that handgun violence costs something like $30 billion. Some mass amount of money in the United States. Does that seem overrated? They were examining like how much like handgun or just like, you know, gun violence, maybe just gun violence in general, how much economic damage it causes. Speaking of sniper rifles, everyone talks about, oh well, you know, 50,000 Americans were murdered last year. But you know, maybe some people would understand it better if you said the economic damage it does. Maybe some, really unemotional people would be impressed by that. What bothers me is like police departments that have to pay like billions of dollars in like legal costs. That sheriff from whatever Arizona, he's like literally cost like the county where he was sheriff. That crazy sheriff guy, he literally cost the county like tens and tens and tens of millions of dollars in legal costs. It's crazy, man. So Stapp Vargan, getting back to chess and away from politics, Stapp Vargan is a Stonewall attack player. I played this exchange too early on d4. I don't know what got into me. Normally I wouldn't necessarily go for that. What got into me? I'm anti-gun violence. It's just wrong. God meant you to die by a handgun, then you die by a handgun, What right do you have to challenge God's will? Take it or leave it. Anyway. Yeah, he loves the Stonewall attack. I have to say, in all honesty, I hate the Stonewall, and I hate closed positions in Blitz. It's just like not a lot more fun than getting your teeth pulled or something. We need a war on guns. Gun abusers. Just say no to guns. I've never owned a gun. Well, at least not an active gun. An active gun. I've owned a gun that was an antique, but that's the only gun I ever owned. An unarmed antique. Doesn't quite count. See, the government tried to take my Alekine's gun. I don't know that I'll ever live in the United States again. For economic reasons, if nothing else, but whatever, man. The whole world is crazy, but it seems crazier there. Like, I get it, I get it. Playing with guns is fun. I totally understand. I mean, when I was a little kid, we were constantly pretending, we're like soldiers playing with guns. It was like one of our favorite pastimes. I probably had more toy guns than any other kid on my street. Like, seriously. Literally. I'm not kidding. So take that, Republicans. How many toy guns did you have when you were a little kid? Ted Cruz. Seriously. But, that doesn't mean that I don't know the difference between reality and fantasy. I had a bow and arrow. Okay. A bow. With arrows. Start with the toy guns and it leads to more serious stuff. That's what they say about video games, right? No, drugs, right? Oh, soft drugs, like, yeah. The gateway to serious The gateway to serious gun abuse is toy guns. I don't know what's up with me today. I'm just like talking about really weird random stuff. My concentration is not the best. Maybe I need to increase my antidepressant or something. Alright. Why do I feel like taking with the F pawn is better? How do you even decide which way to take here? Do I not like having an isolated C pawn? I guess this is like taking toward the center. Taking toward the center is usually better in general. So now Stonewall Master is like gonna lock the whole board. We need to be like Emmanuel Lasker to win this position. Dude, that's an ugly bishop. Look at that. Pawn. Pawniship. Pawnda ship. Maybe there's no way to break through. I mean, he's playing this kind of passively. And again, I mean, I see another player who, I have to say, you're playing too fast for the time control. Dude, speaking of war heroes, somebody stole my dad's, like, it's so disgusting. Someone stole my dad's medals. It was one of the only things I couldn't find when my parents were both dead. Someone had to have stolen my dad's war medals. That's like, it's so... Can you stoop any lower than that? My mom had Alzheimer's, and somewhere in the line, like in the last 5 years, during her Alzheimer's, you know, I don't think she like gave them away, although that's not impossible. It's actually possible. She could have like given it away. Maybe she gave it away, not thinking about what she was doing or something. Entirely possible. Oh man, how am I gonna win this? Who's your daddy, Mr. Coffee? I mean, Bob, sorry. Who's your daddy? Bob is literally asking me who's my daddy. Yeah, it was a bronze star and a purple heart. I saw them when I was a kid, but my mom like put them away and then I never saw them again. They're like family heirlooms. Who's your daddy, Bob? But you know, at this point, I've been criticizing bad time use. But at this point, you know, you start to think, hey, wait a minute. Maybe this guy's a genius. Because now he's really going to, like, flag me when we get down to, like, move 307. The time play might actually start to, like, derive some benefit for white. Just getting started now. He got a bronze star. He was a medic, actually. He got a bronze star for like volunteering to go like very dangerously close to the front and help to rescue some people or something, some injured soldiers. He wasn't like Rambo or something. But that was cool that he was a medic though, you know, because he never had to kill anybody, which is pretty good. It's a little easier to live with yourself at the end of the day. Unlike Kyle Rittenhouse. Damn. It's easier to live with yourself at the end of the day when you haven't murdered anyone this week. Even in the case of war, obviously, you know, you'd rather not, most people would rather not kill anyone, if it's at all possible, I assume. Dude, Stavrogan is like a genius. He's a master of this. I feel like I'm getting outplayed here. You have a huge ping? I have a good ping. Porcupine, you're in the US though. You should have automatically double. Being a medic is icky. Yeah, he had glasses he from a young age, so I guess due to his eyesight wasn't perfect. He was chosen to be a medic. But it's good you don't have to carry a gun. Alright, I think we're going to try to break through on the other side. Can we break through on the other side? Rook B1. That's his favorite theme. Bishop C1. The master of Stonewall. They call him Stonewall Jackson. How far do I want to go with this? Porcupine, I don't know. What gave me the idea? You just get ideas, you know? You get ideas of like how people look and stuff. I have these perceptions of the way that people look that I never met online. And then you just go with it. You know, once you have that idea, you just like... I don't know why I thought you were in the US. I guess because your English is very good. You know? Yeah, I mean, Stavrogan is clearly like very practiced at locking the position with white. I would rather martial law than law martial. Damn, how does he have so much damn time? Damn it. I feel like Bill Cosby. I give up. I just give up. Yeah, he's driving me crazy. Alright, dude, you win. If you want to draw, it's okay with me. The engine says I was clearly better. Show me how to win it. I felt I was clearly better too. I have a protected pass pawn. All my pawns are on the right color. He has a weakness here on b2, and there's no way I can penetrate. It's like, how the heck do you break through here? Look at the end. It's like 3 inaccuracies, no mistakes, no blunders, 15 CPL. White 3 inaccuracies, 1 mistake, 16 CPL. Like, how do I win? The computer says I'm plus what? 2.3? Right, I have this image of what Mr. Coffee looks like, and I guess I have an image of what Bob looks like. You make up these images of people you've never met, you know? And then when you meet them in real life, you're either like disappointed or like, wow, he's really hot. That's what Bob would say about me. No, you know how I look already. Delver Flip says, I'm an Italian Jew that looks like a wasp. It's funny. Alright. Back to tournament. Natural blonde. Bolt Blixen still playing after my 100-move Stonewall game. There's someone still playing. Dude. Oh, man. He had bishop c6 there. Sumer had bishop c6. I assume this is a draw. But it's the kind of position where black could torture white for a long time. Now, I'm not so sure. Sumer committed like a major mistake fixing this pawn, fixing the pawns on the colors the way they stand here. That's not a good idea. Now he's lost. The mailman cometh. I always thought I might be adopted. It turns out I wasn't, but I didn't look that much like my parents. We're going to give Bob a big in here. Mr. Coffee? Damn, what's that link? Scary looking link there from Bob. You might not want to click on that. I recommend not clicking on links unless sanctioned by me specifically. Wow, we're waiting for this very close game to finish. That's why I love the Stonewall. Mr. Coffee. Bob did research. He's doing his research again. Oh, it's not really accurate. It's a meme or something? Nah, I don't click on links. Bob submits the stream. Are you feeling lucky, punk? Pawnda Blitz 35. So I'm in first, Stopvarg in second. Again, no Schieberspieler this week. Bolt Blixen with 3, Audisto with 3. I'll probably play one of them. Luna with 3, Uber Driver with 2.5. Of course, Uber Driver is undefeated. I don't remember the last time one of Uber Driver's accounts lost a game. BM 13, 2, 10-year-old lost. Shocky has 2, Sumer with 2. Astrobate, how's it going? Cheesemate lost twice. Oh yeah, Uber Driver. Forget about it. Uber Driver probably used like 15 seconds for the whole game. It's a photo of Mr. Coffee? Is it really? How many more rounds left? It's a 9-round blitz. 5 rounds to go. Kojak, they call him. Alright. Yeah, Alisto. What do we do? Ask me, gotta win. Nice job. Porcupine, is Uber Driver a local inside joke? Uber Driver is another mysterious player who's been coming to my stream a long time. He's like kind of a mystery because he claims, and most likely truthfully, is a player from the region where I used to live. Very possibly someone I literally met, but he doesn't reveal his identity. A player who knows a lot of people that I knew, a player who, I may have even played in a game, I don't know. But once he offered to reveal who he was, and I said no, because it takes the fun out of it, Okay. Catalan again. I shouldn't play this. I didn't want to play this, but, he's never done this before. Usually Audisto played, he was playing symmetrical Englishes, so this is kind of different. The ready is hopeless for white. My job is getting in the way of the arena fun. This is not Arena. So you can't even do that. It's a Swiss. Where are you from? That's Bob's job. Don't take his job away. 94 is experimental. Not really a permanent outpost. That's an Uber driver theme, by the way. Trying to hoover the pieces with something like bishop b2, queen b2, queen f6. But see, Uber driver is much more the kind of player who would, you know, he likes players like Reshevsky. Seems to be a big hero of his. Knows a lot about classical chess history. Aldisto's more of a tactician. Oh, he's good positionally, but he plays like more attacking positions without trading pieces. I think this isn't necessarily Aldisto's. This is not his department, really. You're not in your department. Well, not a bad endgame player. You know, Uber Driver's comfortable like playing for a draw from a slightly worse endgame. Aldisto is a player who attacks. You know, plays the wing gambit with white. So I would think this doesn't suit his style that well. Bob hacked into my Facebook page. Or he paid like the $10 for like background info website or something. Bob, you're scary, dude. Bob called my house, my mom's house once. Scary. But he actually helped me. When I left my stream on, they called me up. You guessed that? Guessed what? It's in the photo album on Discord? Oh. Mr. Coffee's photo. All those Discord chicks are talking about it all the time. Mr. Coffee. They're looking for an older man. The only thing I'm looking for is like a poker horse who doesn't lose. You know, every time I back someone. It's ridiculous. I only back losers. Speaking of backing losers, Donald Trump is now ahead. This was my big dream. Donald Trump is ahead in presidential betting site polls, or betting site odds. The problem is I'm afraid Joe Biden might die before the next election. You can't bet on Biden. He's like too old. He could have a heart attack and the oof at any minute. You know what happens? The only thing I can really do is like bet on the Democrats winning. That was my big plan. You know, they would overvalue Trump, and here we are already. They're saying Trump is the favorite. But you can't bet 3 years out for an election with an 80-year-old candidate. You know, what am I going to do? Even Trump could like, you know, croak. I'm not that lucky, but you know, the world isn't that lucky, but it's theoretically possible. So, anyway, we need to get closer to the election before I put my money on it. You believe Vadim is the account Boston Blitz because we play Bullet a lot. Boston Blitz was this team, right? They had the U.S. Chess League. Yeah, sure. People are starting not to like Biden, but it was never about liking Biden. You know, that's what I don't get. Like, half the people who voted for Biden, they just don't want Donald Trump. You got what you wanted. Stop complaining about Biden. Nobody thought he was great, you know? He was the lesser of the evils. Everyone knew that. What is this, you know? I mean, it's ridiculous. Of course he's old and he's not great, but still anything's better than like an evil idiot, you know? I don't even get it. We got what we wanted, and now, you know, got rid of Trump. And they're complaining Biden isn't great. Of course. Like, who thought he was great? He's better than Hillary Clinton or Trump, you know, but I just want to make money on the bet, and I'm afraid Biden will croak, you know. We can't bet on Biden. The question is, should I lock in my odds for Democrats to win this early out? I'm just thinking about it, you know. I could bet on the Democrats a large amount of money. I guess we have to wait. But my fear would be as we get closer to the election in 2024, maybe the odds won't be as good or something. Maybe I'll wait. Presidency is like a perch. Got a perch obsession. Forgot about E4. But I don't get these people, like, okay, Republicans are going to say Biden sucks, whatever. Okay. But I don't get, like, the Democrats complaining about Biden because, like I said, like, nobody ever thought, oh, Joe Biden's great, you know, he's going to be the greatest president ever. Who thought that, you know? It's ridiculous. He's a totally average president at best, and, you know, it's just not Donald Trump. That's what we signed up for. What do you expect? Yeah, the people that wanted Bernie were complaining long ago, but the point was Bernie couldn't win, you know? You can't have everything. If Bernie ran for president, Trump would be president now, you know? That's why we elected Biden. It's like, so we wouldn't have Trump. Yeah, maybe I'm better off betting on Kamala Harris. That's a kind of like long shot, but not a bad one. You know, if you locked in odds on Kamala Harris, would betting on Kamala Harris being the next U.S. president be a bad bet? You get like decent odds on it. Kind of interesting. Maybe I'll make like 2 bets. We'll bet on like the Democrats to win and Kamala Harris like on a side bet. When Biden was the only one who could beat Trump, it was obvious. That was my whole argument the whole time from like 3 years ago. And I was right, you know. I get so tired of those Bernie people like, oh, Bernie. What does it matter if he would lose, you know? He couldn't attract enough people to win, so it's irrelevant. All right, I don't know. I'm just curious about betting. Since I live in Europe, I can bet on the presidential election, but it's too early. It's too early, I guess. So A3, lock it in to win. Well, I mean, she's unpopular enough to be a major odds, you know, player in on the betting sites, clearly. I don't think she's that unpopular. She's unpopular with Republicans, which is a given. I don't think she's unpopular with women or Democrats. Bob, how can you sexualize everything? All right. What are we going to do? Yeah, he's got me tied down to this A3 pawn. That's pretty annoying. Pretty annoying, honestly. But he's not threatening anything here directly. Right. That's got to go. I needed that to go a long time ago. That has got to go. Oh, okay. Okay, 21 seconds. Alright, boys. Let's keep it family friendly here. I kind of hung my pawn there. Well, I admit that I prefer Kanye West to Donald Trump, but not by a large margin. What am I doing here? So he's getting outright like frisky. Damn. Magnetic tactician. I'm down a pawn now. Well, sort of. But not really. Alright, it's equal material. I felt rushed in this game. Even though he actually had less time than me. The opposite of more. Otherwise known as less. I felt rushed. He's good at fast play. I've been talking about politics too much. Talk about, yeah. No, I mean, I meant to talk about it in terms of betting. You know, I'm poor and I'd like to make some money in an easy, lazy way, like betting on stuff. Another draw. No, in all seriousness, I think Kamala, you know, you gotta consider the odds you're getting. It's like poker. With the odds you're getting, probably betting on Kamala wouldn't be a losing bet because she's giving you really good odds. But I guess it's probably not plus EV. We have to wait and see what happens. See how popular, well, how much of a favorite. If Trump really starts to be like a ridiculous favorite, then I'm going to put my money in. You know, it depends on how good odds I'm getting. That's my point. You know, if Trump is a heavy favorite, I'm putting my money in. It's just a good bet. I don't mean this to be a political discussion. I was just talking about trying to make some money. Because there's no way like the next presidential election won't be close. Like whatever. You know, if Trump is like a 20% favorite in the betting odds, then betting against him has to be a good bet. That's just like, it's just no way, you know. He's like 20% favorite. We'll see. Just be a student, just subscribe to tier 1. Chessbia rating with a party of 32. What's up, Chessbia? Thanks for the raid. What's happening over at the evil chess site? Rating with a party of 32. Pawnda, Swiss Blitz here on our quiet little stream. Most people are streaming on the evil chess site. I don't do that. You were a Magic player and there was lots of crossover with poker players, sure. I don't know about poker players coming from the Magic, but, you know, I know there were a lot of, like, well, I know, like, for example, video game players, chess players. There are definitely crossover players. StarCraft players. You know, really strategic people who are very good strategy, like, video game players and stuff. You played the Tilted Tuesday, but it was not really good today. You still made 5 points. I saw your stream for a second. I stopped in your stream for a second and I saw you had like a poll. Will Chess Bia make 5 points? I'm too old for the card game stuff. Most people say they switch from chess to poker because it was more profitable. But Delver flips. You know that chess sucks economically when you're like switching from chess to Magic because it was more profitable. Like Elke Grospellier was a StarCraft player who became one of the best poker players, at least in tournament play. But I don't know much about like Magic the Gathering. Too old. Not my generation. Well, you were 2300 and you quit. Well, I mean, I basically did the same thing with poker. I don't say I ever quit chess completely, though. You know, that would be misleading. I basically kind of slowly cut down on chess to the point where I was almost not playing at all. Poker was my whole life for like 8 years, and just played in the Hungarian Team Championship just for kicks. It was funny though. The funny thing was that my rating was like didn't really go down till later. I managed to I still maintained like a decent elo, even though I wasn't hardly playing chess at all for a while. And then after I tried to play chess again, it went back down again. I guess it took time. My weakness took time to sink in. I live in Hungary. Chess Bia also, who just raided our stream, she's also living in Hungary. She's actually Hungarian. I'm just a migrant. Do you want to play a game sometime? Yeah, I basically quit chess between 2011 and 2016 altogether, except for Hungarian Team Championship, like I said. It was just like one game every Sunday part of the year, you know. Not a big deal. Right now, I'm like, I just played like a couple really games where I really didn't want to play. I mean, I played 3 team games where I didn't want to play. I didn't want to play. One game I lost. I played 2 other draws that I didn't want to play. I just don't really like playing a Sunday at 10 o'clock in the morning. And I enjoy playing poker on weekends. If I play chess, I'd rather just like take 10 days off and play just chess for like, 10 days or something. But last 4 weeks, or last 3 weeks, I played poker all Friday, Saturday nights, and then tried to play chess. It's not really working. We might have a problem here. Bolt Blixton. I just can't like play poker all night and go and play in a chess team game like the next day. It's a big problem. I lost like 8 elo points 2 weeks ago because I lost to this like 2200. I had 1 hour sleep, no food, and a mild hangover, and I lost like after 5 hours of drawn position. I just have to make up my mind. I shouldn't be playing chess if I'm not serious about it. Anyway, Bolt Blixton just did something crazy there. I thought he had a good position. It looks like this is really problematic, 94. Because he has the threat of... I thought he had a threat of this, but maybe that's actually not a threat. But I thought I couldn't play d6. I can't play d6. So here, looked like a stronger move. I had 1 hour sleep. No, I wasn't really hungover, but, I mean, I tried not to drink too much the night before, but honestly, the problem was, like, even like 3 or 4 beers is sort of magnified when you only slept like 1 hour the night before. I wasn't really nervous, actually. I was just extremely tired. No, my nerves were fine. I just got really tired. The team captain from the other team like handed out chocolate bars and actually gave one to me. Like, our team was so cheap, they didn't give me a chocolate bar or anything. I ate a chocolate bar to stay alive for like 5 hours. Hungary is a good value bet. Yeah. I've been, I've had a relationship with Hungary since like 1990, 96. This is an interesting sack though. Maybe I was wrong. Maybe this is not bad. Do you think the fact that black took the bishop without forcing white to capture AB benefits white? Not necessarily. I mean, in those AB things, he's got the A file there. Blitz seems to be pausing here for a long time. Thanks again for Chessbia raid. I suspect Chessbia came over and Chessbia student came over. Chessbia student probably got her to do a raid here. Thanks, Chessbia student and Chessbia. Is cocaine legal there? Dude, we live in a Christian, illiberal democracy. We don't even have, like, slot machines anymore. I mean, of course drugs are illegal. It's not like the United States. No drugs are legal here. You're lucky you can use, like, cannabis oil. Yeah, white's play is very suspicious. He messed us up. I think he might have had a good game. Okay, honestly, if we go back, we can make other comments. Like, queen e2 is a bit weird. I mean, it would normally be queen e1, queen h4. And why does he need to play queen e2 at all? Morales and I have had a million games. f5 right away, king h1, bishop d2. There's a lot of different moves. But he's giving up his white square bishop. What did he get for it? No, he's in trouble. I'm sure that weed is illegal. I guess it's kind of like Texas. Hungary's sort of like Texas, except without the guns. Hey, what's up, Mickey? I don't understand. I mean, why they don't have like decent casinos here, for example. Even if the government has to control them or whatever, why not have decent casinos? The ones they have like suck. Now I can castle either way, and White's destroyed his position. Still, it's not over though. To be honest, like, because of Morales being a VIP on our stream, I have massive experience in this type of line. I mean, I've literally played against the Grand Prix attack, like, probably, like, Morales 400 games almost. I've literally played, like, 200 Grand Prix attacks against Morales. Like, that's not bad practice. Even though he's not necessarily a master, he's close to master. I played a million games in this line. But Blixen played it kind of weird. Now I was thinking f6. But I took a chance castling kingside. Maybe I shouldn't have done that. Kind of having a bad feeling about that. Maybe I shouldn't have done that. It's amazing how his king is actually safe here. Okay, we gotta do this. We gotta do this. Whatever happens, happens. I mean, this is extremely unorthodox situation for white. And extremely, I should correct my grammar, an extremely unorthodox situation. He's getting chop chop Ginsu knives, but I had to be very careful about the G file, you know. You should be a VIP. A moderate donor? You're a moderate Republican. Yeah, Bob, you're more than a VIP. You have your own badge. Like, founding troll. Troll founder. Troublemaker and most offensive but beloved player on the stream. Troll farmer. Dude, this is a weird position. So if I play bishop takes e5, damn, his king is actually not mated here. It's hard to believe, but it will be. So I can actually take. It's pretty brutal. But is he oofed? Necessarily. I think he's oofed here. No, but I mean, what am I going to do? I have to take on e5, okay. Is he oofed? Or does he have some counterplay? He can take on d7. I figured this is mate for me. Okay, b2's hanging. I didn't see that. This could be a problem. That maybe not, though. Well, he might lose a rook. His poor knight on h4 never moved. He has a trick there with knight g5, so this is mate. I thought just rook d8 is over. Rook d8, queen b7, rook d2 check. King f3, queen e2 check, king f4. He offered a draw, of course, it's a draw. Yeah. Queen b2 check. Queen b2 check. Queen b2 check, king e3. Looks pretty bad for white. Well, we can take this first. Then we'll think about it. How is this not mate? Somehow. Now he has to like repeat position. But he doesn't have a b pawn anymore. Does that matter? Check, check, check. Check. There. Check. King h6. No, I'm mating him. This should be mate. There's also rook d3. That's not mate. He gets out on e5, so I should do this. Yeah, this is pretty bad. I have rook f6 at the end. I only saw it at the last minute. Because if I don't have rook f6 here, how do I win? That's the funny part. Like, there's no other way to win. I might be lost, right? Like, what else are you gonna do besides rook f6? It's a long distance checkmate. Yeah, but he shouldn't have given me his white square bishop and then let the white squares open up like that. So e5 is not thematic, you know. Against Vargan must be playing the Stonewall attack. Maybe the Stonewall defense. No, it's no f5. Vargan had another insanely long game. But when you play the white side of that Grand Prix attack, right, and black has a white squared bishop, your pawns are on white squares. If you're white and you play e5, you're totally giving up the white square control. If you play f5, you're not, you know. So the plan of playing f5 in the Grand Prix attack with white, it's like more positionally thematic. That's why like Blixen lost, because he like played e5 and then his white squares collapsed. I mean, maybe he had some tactical stuff, but in general, playing for f5 is the right idea, not e5. All right, Alisto is right there at 4.5. We need a raid from Chessbia. Chessbia student. Are you in the tournament? Or just visiting? Just visiting today. We've got Sparkle Horse 5, Aldisto 4.5, Stapvargan 4, Bo Blixen 4, Conti de Luna 4, Uber Driver. Uber Driver lost the game to Stapvargan. Stapvargan had actually been undefeated with 3 wins when I won that last game. No, I'm thinking I played I played Bo Blixen. Wait, when did I play Stapvargan? Oh, draw, right. No, Stapvargan was undefeated and now finally lost against Aldisto. So I'm the only player, Jinx. Yeah, Jinx. I never got to ask you, but what do you think of the E6 novelty line I played against you in the Smith-Morra instead of the theory move E takes D6? I think Delver flips that move's probably been analyzed somewhere. It's interesting and maybe even better than, yeah, I like that. That's reasonable. But you know, man, I mean, there's like a whole like subculture of people who play the Smith-Morra. Those games are probably well, actually, I'm surprised there's no correspondence games. I'm kind of surprised there's no correspondence games. But the main thing is that people don't play that move that I played. I guess that's why, you know. So I only play that to prove like how funny chess theory is, you know. It's like this variation that's sort of by a lot of people considered to be like losing for black. It's completely fine. But only a draw at best. Yeah, no, I mean that move seems better than, you know, more dynamic than. It's more dynamic than the line I've faced usually. But I mean, I think there must be a lot of games that's not a novelty. I'm sure, you know, it's a novelty by the lichess Opening Explorer because it's only Master Games. If Magnus Carlsen played a 2199, it wouldn't be in this Opening Explorer. I suspect there's a lot of club players who, you know, and people who probably are big fans of the Smith-Morra. I mean, I'd be very surprised if there wasn't analysis on that move he played, you know. I mean, Gambit play often has like a subculture. There are like magazines dedicated to weird openings and gambits, or at least there used to be. Maybe now all chess magazines are becoming defunct, but I would be very surprised if your move was actually, you know, never analyzed. Yeah, it looks good. It looks totally reasonable. Hopefully that will help me understand IMs like our Sparkle Horse Ridge Shoot. Surprisingly good, Mr. Coffee. Understand us? You mean like understanding my language? Bob. Yeah, probably. I don't know if our hero analyzed Delver's move, but if anybody did, it would be him. You went to a local chess club. Where are you? The Cheese Mate in the Netherlands. Oh man, Netherlands, yeah. Netherlands has quite the chess culture, although I've never really been there, other than the airport. Being in the airport in Amsterdam counts. Okay. Cheese Mate. Cheesy. Right. That's funny. I think there's another player who comes to my stream. Nils. Who's from the same place. Oddly enough. He's not here today, but he's been on my stream a couple times recently. Around 1,800 level player. He's quite talkative. So Cheesemate plays the Chinese move. This guy, this like 2,300 Chinese player won a game against me with this. I couldn't believe it. I mean, you know, it just doesn't seem okay for black. You might see him next Friday. So you know who I'm talking about. He's a troublemaker. Like, not as bad as Bob, though. Oh, you do not? Okay. Yeah, so he goes to a chess club there, I think in the same place. Bishop h5. Yeah, I mean, the Grunfeld reversed is a very dangerous opening. You know, this looks like cheesemate. What did my opponent play back in the day? It might have been the same move. I can't remember. All I remember is it was like an IM tournament or a GM tournament in Budapest, and I was like crushing my opponent, and then somehow he like slipped away and beat me, and I was like really very unhappy. I had a totally overwhelming advantage, like completely winning position. Okay, I don't know. Maybe we played this before. I can't remember. I do not recall. C4 must be good. Because that's the idea. This, and you tear down white's, black in this case, black center. Normally it's the Grunfeld. You're tearing down white's center, but I'm saying we're doing a reverse Grunfeld. Okay. Dude. Queen A4. Knight C6, BC6, Queen A4. Kind of feel like we had this before. You played this once before and you got away with it. Black shouldn't be able to get away with this with colors reversed. Queen A4 is interesting. Speaking of Nils plays the Grunfeld. Even G4 is a crazy move. Pawn takes D5. I have to consider all of the options here. All of the options. Why don't we just take, you know? Why don't we just take? It's a Tarash. I would say that's a bad Tarash for black. Okay, here's a quick point of discussion. Earlier, like today or the other stream, recently I said that the Catalan and the Grunfeld are the same opening. But I want to like take that like a step further. I mean, essentially, the Queen's Gambit Tarash, the Grunfeld, and the I lost my mind for a second. The Catalan are all the same opening. 3 different openings are actually the same opening, essentially. Doesn't Jim? No, Jim had problems with work. He probably had to get a different job, and since he's like had a new job, he hasn't really been able to attend to his streaming duties. Jim does not come around almost at all, sadly. No, he was one of my most faithful followers for a long time. It is terrible. And he also doesn't really play. You know, he only plays like bullet chess. I see him like occasionally log on and playing bullet chess. Yeah, he's an interesting guy. Though I've never met him in real life. But then again, I've never met you in real life either. We've had some interesting characters on the stream. But Jim is a class act. So let's see. Yes. Reverse. Things are getting interesting. Must develop. Beautiful soul. He has a beautiful soul. Would you say he's a beautiful soul or he has a beautiful soul? What's the correct? You see so many nice moves for white. I believe in white here. I mean, G4 is a very interesting move. Bishop G5 is an interesting move. It's crunchy. Now, Bishop G5 feels the crunchiest. How do you like your moves? No. Can't release the tension. Knight takes D5. Rook takes D5. That's interesting. Knight takes d5, rook takes d5, bishop takes f6, rook a5, some crazy. Bishop takes f6, pawn f6. See, that's interesting as well. Bishop f6, knight c6. So there's a whole bunch of different moves. Knight c6, pawn c6, bishop f6. Should I do this first? She's made so fast. You want a perfect body. That's the original Radiohead song that broke through for them. I remember. It's so iconic. A Sparkle Horse open for Radiohead. I guess it's appropriate. Knight takes d5. Flipper. There's an old TV show. Forgot about. Anyone else watch Flipper? I used to watch Flipper. I like that. Masturbate remembers Flipper. Yeah, old TV shows, one of my favorite side topics. Sometimes I like to show my kids like old TV shows that are good for kids, and after a while you like run out of stuff to share, but I never thought of Flipper. You can't cancel Flipper, right? There's nothing bad about Flipper. It's not like Fat Albert or something. There's nothing inappropriate about Flipper, is what I'm saying. Black is in a bad way here. This is development. I could have played knight f6 and I'm getting fancy. Alright. Yeah, Cheesemate just never got out of the center. That's what I'm trying to do, you know. Not let you even get developed. I mean, that's the danger with this type of setup. Obviously, you can play it better. Last c2. But I prefer Flipper better. That's not good grammar, but... No, I prefer Flipper to Lassie, definitely. Flipper is better than Lassie. This is like one of those stupid, like... cell phone meme questions. Are you a Flipper fan or Lassie fan? Maybe Hungarians even call them lassies. I'm not sure. But collies might even be called lassies. Here. Collie dog. We have weird conversations. I guess that's why I don't have more viewers. We get off subject, start talking about really freaky stuff. Could be worse, though. Yep. Romantic but plutonic, hopefully. That reminds me of a recent movie, you know. Great movie. Where the woman gets involved with the merman. What was it called? It won a lot of awards. What is the movie I'm thinking of? The Feel of What was it called? The Guillermo del Toro movie? Water. What was it called? The Blank of Water. The Shape of Water. Yeah, exactly. They probably like got the idea from that. That was a good flick. You thought it was bad? Of course you thought it was bad. You probably didn't even really think it was bad. You just say that because it's like contrary to what I think. Bob just completely he just completely makes up his opinions based on what will like make me disappointed. Bob, do you seriously do that? Do you just like decide what your opinion is based on what will troll me the most, or do you really think that? Like, wait and see what Sladgie thinks, then I'll say the opposite. The dolphin committed suicide. Can dolphins really commit suicide? Maybe euthanasia. There are movies we both like. Okay, that's good. I feel better now. All right. I don't like many movies. You know, I'm pretty picky. I'm sure South Park has covered it. This is an interesting endgame. Wow. Maybe it's like a draw. I mean, both sides have a very powerful passed pawn. But I'm not sure we can get it through. Ooh. What's going on? White's really going for it. That B pawn looks pretty scary. How do you protect the B pawn on B2? I just realized that White has like 4-on-1. So I'm definitely like sacking my rook here. Now going back a move, I thought White goes King F4, B2, King E5, B1, Rook takes B1, Knight takes B1, F6 check, with 3 connected passed pawns against 2 pieces and a pawn. Let's take a look after the game. It looks like Aldisto's lost here. I want to see what would have happened if we have time. Quickly. Seriously, if you play King F4, let's go back here. This looked interesting. King F4. I'm sorry, that's not King F4. King F4, B2, King E5. So it's like geometrically, you know, distant from checks. We're threatening F6. You make a queen. I play like F6 check, take, take. I guess you go to like E8, and then I sack the rook. So what is going on here? White has 3 connected passed pawns against bishop, knight, and b pawn. Is black getting mated? He's like getting mated, right? F7 check, King F8, King F6 resigns. Or you can go F7 check here, D5, threatening D6 check. This is insane. I mean, it looks like black is lost. 3 connected passed pawns. So let's see. I'm wrong, though, apparently. King F4 is the best move. B2, King E5, B1 rook. What am I missing here? Rook takes, well, F6 check. Okay, so he doesn't take. Wow. No one would ever find that. King F8, not trading the pawn off. Rook takes B1, knight takes B1. I can't believe that this is... I can't believe white doesn't at least have a draw here. Are you serious? 3 connected past pawns? Holy moly. Wow. White is lost. First of all, like, if you take here, I mean, there's no way white is going to lose. If black plays pawn takes pawn, which like 99% of people would do. Wow, it's lost even there. I can't believe it. Wow, this pawns just can't do anything. Too slow. Alright, back to tournament. Yeah, I think I was on the verge of losing too. I'd be terrified. But I guess in the cold light of day, the knight gets back to like stop the pawns, and you can sack a piece, and you sack your knight for the pawns and keep the b pawn, and somehow you're winning. But who knows what would happen in a time scramble. I thought it was a good practical chance for white there. So we have 2 rounds left. Cupine with 3 points. Acerbate with 2. Sumahair's out. 10-year-old's out. ST joined us. Nefudov joined us for 1 game. I was hoping Antoni would stop by for some games tonight, but he's not here. Thanks to all of you for joining. Don't forget to gift a sub. Sladgie is an engine. Almost. At times, I can almost be an engine. $20 seconds till next round. I've played both Blixton, Conti de Luna, Aldisto, Stapvargan. Wait, did I play Aldisto? Yeah. So I've played all the top players. That only leaves me with BM. I want to call him BMI. What is BMI? It's like a record producer. In-game is probably my strongest aspect. That's good. Oh yeah, body mass index. But it's also a record company, isn't it? Anyway. That's EMI. Alright, well, close. Whatever. Let's not get cocky, because when I get cocky, that's when I get in trouble. I played E4, and I lose a game. That was the other thing I did, Bob. When I slept for 1 hour, had a mild hangover, and had to play in the Budapest Teen Championship, I played E4, you know. Oh, by the way, I was 30 minutes late to the game, which really helped a lot, because I overslept. Shocker. And I played E4. You know, how dare I play E4? How dare you? It also happens to be a rocket launcher. Coincidentally. They all play A3. Why do so many people play A3? It's like lazy man's lobster. Yeah, that's got to be a mistake. That's got to be a mistake, folks. You don't want to do that. Do you really want to hurt me? Yeah, I'm not buying into that. Fake news. Now, clearly, all your pawns are fixed on the wrong color now. We had an almost identical game. Move 11 actually commented on it last week against Sean the Sheep. White's play here again. Time, guys. Why is everybody playing Blitz and Rapid Chess like it's Bullet? You guys have to figure out this is not the same time control. This is a very bad positional mistake. But it may not be as bad as D5. That's a good question. Nah, it's probably worse. Maybe not, though. This is a nice move. That's a good move. B4 is a good try. So he's got to know something. He's 2053. He's not a bad player. But he was drifting toward like having all of his pawns on the wrong color. It would have been a bad scene. You don't want to be there. So b4 sort of salvages the situation. He actually has maybe still equal. I don't know what I should play there. Yep. Yep. That's annoying. Is it possible I'm even worse now? I think we have to fight against chess laziness. The fight against chess laziness. I had a very similar training game on Friday with one of my students where I failed to play c6 in a position to prevent this move. And here again, that might be something that you want to consider. I also could have played a4 before, but I was worried about e5. No, this is interesting. You won a 10-minute wrap game with like 36 seconds since we both played it like it was bullet. What? You had 36 seconds left, or you only used 36 seconds? What are you saying? Which of the above? You only used 36 seconds. Yeah, I mean this is stupid, you know? If you're only going to use 36 seconds, why are you playing 10-minute chess? You're at a massive disadvantage. Now, honestly, like most of the other players on the site are going to do the same thing, but the good ones won't, you know? Good players understand time management. Knight takes f6. Yeah, I didn't like the way White played the opening, but he's kind of recovering to maintain what looks like a reasonable position. I like to think about chess. You know, if you don't want to think, why are you playing chess? That's my question. Why not play like, I don't know, Pokemon Go or something? Why play chess if you don't like taking your time and thinking? It's totally weird. C5 is interesting. Rook d8, rook e8. No, Mickey, you're a little bit fast, but you also can use your time at times. And you've played over the board chess and you have experience. I think you should use more time too. But you're not that bad. Well, the beginners don't know better. You know, they're going to do that. But I'm talking about, like, you know, fairly practiced players doing it. The number one reason people lose to me is because they don't take their time. Let's just say that. I can say that with, like, full confidence. Since I started streaming here. People that play too fast, you know. I mean, it's the number one mistake. Absolutely. If you're going to play more than one time limit, you know, learn how to play that time limit. Learn how to pace yourself. Don't play 10 minute like it's 1 minute, or play 5+3 like it's 1 minute. Another thing is, like, understand that increments are a very special time control. It is not the same thing. Now, there's no knight coming to d5, hopefully, in this version of reality. My knight, I don't know, this is complicated. He could have taken on c5. I'm not sure that was a bad move. Now maybe it's just protected. But the whole thing is like drifting toward good bishop, bad bishop. I think he had some opportunities. But now he's starting to take his time. Okay, another thing. Maybe there's the other question of dead. This is Rid Shoot. I'll experience dead, slow games next Friday at the club. I would recommend kind of getting your feet wet slowly, maybe playing like 30 minutes, working your way up, so you don't feel like you're drowning or something. Dude, I can spend 45 minutes on one move. I did that when I was hungover 2 weeks ago. I was tired and I literally spent 45 minutes on one move. Normally I wouldn't have done it, but I was really like just not seeing anything. That's only the second time maybe ever I spent that much time on one move that I can recall. Usually my max is like 20 minutes or something. Almost never I've gone into this like massive tank. Fancy Pants. Mr. Fancy Pants just like sacrifice in exchange. Fancy play syndrome. But it doesn't work. I just go here. Yeah, automatic recaptures was a common mistake. I think that white had some opportunities in this game. But he combined. The combo that doesn't work. But okay, so what I was saying was not only like learning to pace yourself, but increment is very different from sudden death. If you're playing 5-0, it's totally different than 5+3. You can't play for time in an increment time control unless the increment is like 1 second, and then okay, that's pretty fast. There you can basically try. Even there, I wouldn't push my luck too much with the playing for time theme. You spent 30 minutes on replying the first move, knight of 3. Not a movie you had seen a lot, probably. I mean, I grew up playing like long games and 5-minute chess. That was anything from 30 minutes or more, and then a lot of 5-0. Before the internet, Blitz faster than 5 minutes really wasn't very trendy. I don't see the need to play faster than that. I get it. It's entertaining or whatever. It's like kind of addictive. This guy is really defending tough. What looks like should be a lost position. So that's interesting, and he's taking his time. You learn a lot about a player playing them. Some people like are way better defenders. It's more rare. But this is a bad decision. Now, if I can go into winning king and pawn game, I'll take it. But I don't see it. King e6, king e4, rook d3, king d3, king f5, king e3. Do I have g5 there? g5 takes, king takes e5, king e3, king f5, h4, king g4. He can probably get into d5 pretty quick there. I mean, I'd be surprised if this king and pawn game wasn't winning. Rook d3, king d3, king e6. He has other moves though, like king e3, king f5, king f3. This is kind of cutting it close. So I shouldn't do that. I should definitely just try to grind him down without going in this king and pawn game. We're just gonna take this here. Take a c-pawn. But I think it's important to understand king and pawn in games. If you study any end games, it should be king and pawn. First and foremost. It's the backbone of endgames. Rook c3 was yummy, and it still is. Yeah. So this is a nice try. A good practical try. But I don't want his knight coming to e5. He's a fighter. He's a fighter. You can sense it. Not a player who gives up easily. And a good defender. But he's gone beyond, ladies and gentlemen. He's entered the great beyond. Alright. I don't understand why so many people play this move, A3. If you look at the opening explorer, master database, right? G3 760, knight C3 233, A3 115, 118. I need glasses. But I mean, A3 doesn't contribute much to white's position. And I swear, if I had $1 for everyone who played A3 on lichess in this position, I'd, you know, be able to get myself a pretty nice car. I don't know. I just don't really like that move. It just doesn't seem like, what's the word I'm looking for? Constructive, let's say. Alright, back to the tournament. A 2004 Subaru 4-star. Yeah, thanks for reminding me, man. How do you remember that? Seriously, dude. That's scary. I understand you remember the car and you spelled it wrong, but isn't it Forester with one R? Or is it 2 R's? How would you remember the year of the car? You must have a phenomenal memory, Bob. Or do you like write it down? Bob probably has like a little bulletin board where he's like stalking me. Bob, do you have a bulletin board of info about Master Sladgie that you like, your stalker? The stalker board? You seriously have that? You didn't feel I could afford an 06 on a chess teacher salary, see? That's why we like him. He's got a good sense of humor. When he's not being a pestering troll, he's pretty funny. It's not stalking if it's detective work. Oof. Where's the beef? What happened here? Cupine didn't have a mate there. And now, don't overdo it now. You might want to think about taking a draw here. You're lucky you didn't drop your... I won't say anything. Dude, you have queen takes g6, Holmes. Black has queen takes g6? I think it might be a good idea to play king h5. It's funny when you have like two players who are making the same blunder. I saw some nice new Subarus. Subarus have never been really popular here in Hungary, but I'm starting to see them. Some of the new ones look pretty good. Sapvargan twice missed queen takes g6, but the funny thing is, like, white is missing king h5 to protect his knight in the first place. Man. Still a good result for Cupine to get a draw against someone higher rated. King h5 looks dangerous, but it's like only move that doesn't lose a piece, and luckily he only has perpetual check. Actually, does he even have a perpetual check? If you play king h5... Wait, if you play queen h5, or king h5, if he checks on f3 or e2, you have queen g4 now. Are you winning there? There's actually queen trade, 2 connected passed pawns for black. I don't think your knight can get back and stop them. You might even actually just be lost there. It's not clear. Alright, last round, 40 seconds to go. I'm a point ahead of the field. So... And we've got a really crushing tiebreak edge. Why is my tiebreak so good? I've got killer tiebreaks because I played all the good players and all of them are still here. Everyone else has players who like bailed. I'm like the only player who's like first opponent is still in the tournament or something. Actually, Sumahair did leave, but everyone else. Move 11 works for Subaru. Really? Thing I like about Subaru is you can register my Subaru and schedule service, track rewards, and more. Yeah, Subaru rocks. Uber duber. I'm feeling like G3. I'm tired. Mommy, I want to draw. Do the roar. Draw bags the tournament. That's what I was talking about. I played a 9-round rapid last year. And I played, it was last round, and I was white. No, I was black. Last round against a GM. And he has the tournament clear. But if he gives me a draw, he's like losing rating points. With black, he would have given me a draw. And I would have even offered a draw. I have no problem with that. But I was like, he was white, and he has nothing to lose, and he's like, and it's rapid rated, and he's 200 rating points higher than me. I felt weird about like offering a draw. I just felt like it was like immoral, you know, or something. I feel like a puritanical chess teacher. I need to be correct, but I should have just offered a draw. I ended up like losing. He probably would have taken the draw. The other thing is like when you play like the last round, I mean, maybe you're on board one, but it affects other people in the tournament. Like him giving me a draw would have affected the result of other prizes and stuff, so I just feel weird offering a GM a draw with black, you know. With white I have no qualms about it. Rook b8. Still, like, a lot of players would automatically just offer a draw. Go home. My favorite moment of the chess tournament is when I get in my car and I go home. One of my favorite chess quotes of all time. Why am I playing Rook b1? Like, you don't have a bishop on the long diagonal. It's kind of funny. Guys, don't forget to subscribe. Do we have any subscriptions today? We had a raid. We did get a resub from Chespia student, who also brought over the raid from Chespia. 32-player raid earlier. It's been quiet since. Please don't forget to subscribe. This is a weird move. B6. We're just quietly playing the English with white. Any non-subscribers need one? Bob's buying. Show yourselves. There's a round on Bob. This round is on Bob. Show yourselves. Ridshoot. Ridshoot is short castling. I don't know, that might be a good choice. He seems like a troublemaker. Those Dutch guys. Maybe he'll move his knight, play c6, and you can play b4, b5. I can always play b5. No problem with that. Notation. Oh, man. You know, it was funny. I played in a team club. I played in a team tournament. Sunday. What is happening here? And speaking of b5, it was weird. We had these. I like this. We had these like old school like Russian chessboards, sort of. Basically Russian style. There's a style of chessboards that you see Russian players tend to have or sell and use, and Ukrainian too. You know, it's like, I don't know what to call it, like Slavic style chessboards. Not that common these days, not commercially produced, and they're like wooden and the Slavic design style. And I haven't played on one in a long time, but it was kind of big and nice, you know, and I liked it. But the funny part was they took these wood boards and somebody like glued on these little white stickers with the board didn't have letters and numbers on it. It was like just simple. And so somebody like pasted on like little white stickers with the notation, you know. I thought it was pretty weird. Some people were kind of laughing about it. I mean, anyone good enough to play like in the Hungarian Team Championship has to know how to play, you know, how to like record notation. It's really not necessary, like, but anyway, that was interesting. What is going on around here? Why am I sinking so long? Dr. Bob. Dr. Bob was like, anybody want a gift sub? I'll get to you next time. The really tall, slender pieces, well, fairly slender. Yeah, mostly they're usually fairly slender. Bob likes them tall and slender. How do you like your chess set, Bob? Anyway, it was a pleasure to play on these like Russian pieces. I mean, it's like, I went to Debrecen. The city is like fairly close to the Ukrainian border. You know, they probably got the chess sets from like Ukraine. But anyways, I like that, playing on these like old wooden sets. Because a lot of times, like, it's like these cheap, commercially produced like plastic sets. It was way better, you know. They're not weighted though. They were cheap. They were unweighted, cheap pieces, but a good design, and you could see them, you know, better than a cheap sort of commercial set. I was happy about that. Little things. It's the little things in life that make me happy. Playing on cheap, handmade Ukrainian sets. It doesn't take much to make me happy. So Uber driver, what are we doing here? Yes. Get your act together, Sladgie. You had a fraudulent charge on your debit this morning from a reputation site. Fraudulent? That was like you're doing some investigations on me or something. Is that what you do? You claim they're fraudulent after you use it? Bob like subscribes to the look up anyone's identity for $30 websites and then tells his credit card that it was fraudulent. He was doing his investigative research, and then he like charges back the charge. Harry Potter set. You know, I talked about this on my stream a long time ago. One of my old club opponents, Mozart, was in the stream. We're talking about how family members would always like gift you. If you're a really keen chess player, family members would always like gift you these like weird chess sets and stuff. I got Star Trek. I tried to unload Star Trek, but I couldn't sell it. I guess I need to try harder. I got actually 2 Star Trek chess sets. What else? I got Jocks. No. I don't remember. Uber driver here. Uber driver is just evil. What was it? The Isle of Lewis chessman. That's what I was trying to think of. An Isle of Lewis chessman. That's not cheesy, though. The cheesiest is like The Simpsons. Does anyone here have a Simpsons chess set? Anyone want to, like, admit? There should be, like, a South Park chess set. I give up. I'm going back. I'm not letting you get control of c6. I had a dragons, something of the crystal. This, like, crystal. They look like miniatures from a Dungeons and Dragons thing. You have Army Navy. Because Mr. Coffee was in the Navy, the family bought him an Army Navy chess set. Classic. Very classic. So what am I doing here? Here comes Uber driver. Being Uber again. I tried to sell stuff on eBay. I had a estate sale. The Star Trek chess sets just wouldn't go. I guess I was asking too much. Yeah, I don't have access to my stuff now. That's another story. I've got to find a way to get like a shipping container sent from the United States to Europe. It's going to be a nightmare. I mean, I don't have to do it now, but eventually I'm going to have to do a shipping container. I don't see another way to get out of the situation. A shipping container from like the US to Hungary or Romania. It's going to cost like an arm and a leg. Has anyone ever done something like that? Or know anyone who's done something like that? Like an international shipping container? Just don't do it at all. Of course. Just don't. Detach from material possessions. Sure. Cooking rooks, 187. Any particular reasoning for that? What makes you say 187? But I appreciate it. Whatever the reasoning. Very generous. Thank you. This is just degenerating. It's going to degenerate. It's going to degenerate. You know, I'm having trouble. I'm tired. I can't think clearly. I guess I'm probably better. I think he was better at a moment, though. I just can't. I can't play anymore. I'm tired. Alright. It was tough. Uber Driver's really, really solid. I mean, I guess I'm finally slightly better, but he's fast, and the engine has me like better by half pawn in final position. Claiming I was always better. Except this one point when I played h3, right at the end there. He's equal. Yeah, that's easy for you to say, Stockfish, that I was always better, but frankly, he's fast. I mean, it's hard. And it bags the tournament. It's all I had left, but also, for the culture, Section 187, often referred in slang simply as 187 of the California Penal Code, defines the crime of murder. Interesting. It's a 187. We've got a 187. Bolt Blixen was 7. Conte de Luna was 7. I managed to just sneak past them. Well, I sneaked ahead of them. We've got a game left? Where is it? That's not right. It's all over. Sparkle Horse wins 7.5. Uber Driver took it easy on me. Bolt Blixen was second. Pretty steady tournament. He only lost against me, winning the last 3 rounds. And Conte de Luna, well, by the way, Bolt Blixen with 2445 performance rating, a 187. You've been watching too many TV cop shows. Conte de Luna with a 2396. Conte de Luna has a 2396. Bolt Blixen has a 2445. I had a 2521. Cooking Rooks with a 187. Exactly, it is a cop code. Exactly what it is. It's shorthand for a California murder. A murder in California. It's O.J. Simpson. Alright. Sparkle Horse, Bolt Blixen, Conte de Luna, Stapvargan, Aldisto. Thanks to all of you guys for playing. Uber Driver, 5. Kupine with 4. Skaki with 4. BM with 4. Goiju with 4. Cheesemate left early, 3.5. Astrobate got up to 3. Suffered defeat at the hands of Aldisto in the last round. So, very good tournament, everybody. Thanks for playing as always. Don't forget, Thursday, we've got our subscriber stream with game analysis. Please submit games to me here on my account, lichess, account Sparkle Horse. Don't forget to support the stream. We need gift subs. We need them badly. Subscribe. Cooking Rooks, thanks for 187. You were second? I was second over the board. Anyway, guys, it's been a long night. Kind of tired. But weird Wednesday tomorrow morning. Thursday is subscriber stream. And we need games for the subscriber stream. So thanks to Bob for stopping by, even though you don't play chess. It's nice to have a troll in the house. And our founders were active today. Thanks, everybody. I will see you tomorrow morning. Congratulations to Bolt Blixen and Conte de Luna for 2nd and 3rd. Thank you, everybody. Laters. And thanks for the raid from Chess Bia. Appreciate it. We'll see you all tomorrow morning. Bye.